So we know I don't like Jonathan Brash, and the reasons I don't like Jonathan Brash are mainly based on what he puts on social media and how he interacts with the community, some of the people that voted for him and the people that didn't vote for him. He is very aggressive in his stance and in his opinions, and his latest tweet is exactly why I don't like him. So I'll read out what Jonathan Brash has said. I agree with @Peter Kyle. If you want to overturn the Online Safety Act, you are on the side of the predators. It's as simple as that. So saying that you are on the side of the predators if you don't agree with a Labour policy, the Online Safety Act, is inflammatory. Ultimately, it's calling you a predator if you don't agree with it. It is saying that you align with predators, with child rapists. Now, I've read an awful lot of the comments on this online safety bill, and I can tell you very few of them have anything to do with that. They all have something to do with government censorship. And here's a few facts about this online censorship bill that we need to remember. So for a start, it was Labour who moved the sentence for online sexual exploitation of children to non-custodial. Labour did that. So if you were found guilty of online sexual exploitation of children under the Tories, it would be a custodial sentence. Under Labour, it is a non-custodial sentence. Labour also opposed this very bill when the Tories tried to get it through. So Labour opposed it. So what's changed that we're not opposing it now? We also have many people are saying Keir Starmer failed to prosecute Jimmy Savile. So that's trending quite highly. And also a lot of people are saying you're giving 16-year-olds the vote, but you're not allowing them to access certain sites on the internet. So we're giving them the responsibility of voting, but we're not allowing them to access certain sites. Now, I think the overarching thought on this is one of censorship and one of using children as a distraction for what they're actually trying to do. And I'm going to bring it really right back to phones. Now, the Conservatives, Laura Trott, would like phones banned in school. I am not saying that the only way that children can access porn and harmful content is through their phones. But what I am saying is that if they have access to their phones, unmitigated access to their phones throughout the day, it is easier for them to do so. So starting with just something quite basic, like banning phones from schools, is one way to start addressing what they're claiming they're addressing. If children are at the core of this, if children's safety is at the core of this, then we need to go right back to grassroots and work on this with all of the experts, with all of the IT experts, and make it robust and make it for children. So a lot of talk is that the systems couldn't even cope with it, that children can get VPNs like that. And I know that is true. I absolutely know that is true because they get them to watch a lot of sport on. So I am seeing it from a different perspective where I know that kids want to watch the football or the boxing or the American football, and it's on something that they can't watch it on, that they don't subscribe to, so they get a VPN. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm not saying they should be doing it. I'm not saying I allow it, but I am telling you that it happens. This is not going to stop it. And where I do agree with a lot of people in these comments is certainly in the way that this is being presented to the British public. The smokescreen is the protection of children. But what it looks like is a prosecution of adults. And there was a very, very good comment, a really good comment, which I probably won't be able to find now, but by Katie Lamb MP, who pointed out quite clearly, is this to do with children being protected, or is this to do with the British public being protected from the information that they should be able to access. Here we go. The British state won't protect children from mass gang rape, but it will protect adults from hearing about it. And that I think is spot on. Now, as a mother of 2 children, I will and do everything in my power to protect them from the wild west that is the internet. I am like a mother wolf. There is no end to what I will do for my children to make sure that they are safe. I welcome any measure that protects and helps me protect my children. I do. I will take any help that anyone can give me from keeping my kids safe from the monsters out there that want to prey on them. So if any government wants to come up with a piece of legislation that will do that, it will have my full support. But what I will not support is something which seems to be consistent with this government, which is half thought out, half baked, and actually what appears to be a smokescreen for a bigger, wider agenda. Show me the proven evidence that this is going to, no holds barred, protect my children and my neighbours' children and the children down the road. I want to see how this is going to get this off their phones, out of their radar, off their radar. I want to see that. I don't want to see anything else. And I want to see a lot of other measures to help me as a parent keep my children safe. And it's not unreasonable for the British public to start drawing parallels with who's coming into our country unchecked and who's being checked. So it's not unreasonable to draw those parallels. It is right and just that this is being debated. It is absolutely right and just that this is being debated. But we need significantly more debate. We need significantly more evidence, and we need significantly more action. Physical, right now action from this government on what they are actually doing to protect children, and not just online. Children aren't just being groomed online. What about the actual interaction where children are being groomed that's happening on our streets? Now, I'm thrilled that we are talking about this because it's long overdue. I will continue to do everything in my power to protect my children, and I know I speak for the vast majority of parents. But the government do not know better than us. They absolutely do not know better than us, and they are not listening to us about what we want. And blanket bills that highlight what they think is in children's best interests with no consultation, with no actual evidence, doesn't really cut the mustard. And if Jonathan Brash is calling somebody like me a predator and on the side of the predators for questioning what he's doing, then that says an awful lot about this Labour government. I am not on the side of any predator. And if you, Jonathan Brash, and your government can come up with some legislation that will protect my child, I will be the first one to congratulate you. I will be the first one to sing from the rooftops that you've done it. I will applaud you. I will support you. I will stand by you if you can do that. But what I will not stand by is a policy that isn't thought out, and from the information we are being given, does not protect our children. And you align me with a predator, and damn right I'll take offence. So Jonathan, I think you need to get your PR team on your tweets. I really think you need to think carefully about what it is you're saying. And I think you need to engage with parents, with communities. Let's work together on this. Let's all work for the greater good of our children. And that's not just legislation to snoop on what people are watching and can see and can write on the internet. Because I can tell you from looking at all of the response, there are more good people in this country than there are bad. There are way more good people in this country than there are bad. So you cannot, because they've opposed you, you cannot try and shift them into the bad people. They're not. They're the good ones. And on this one, I think Labour has crossed the line.